Hi everyone, we're Acoustica. I'm Akshay, Amanjot, and Nitin. So the motivation behind our app is to help amateur musicians, such as like myself. So when I'm composing music, I pick up my guitar and I start playing a melody, but I find it hard to go from that stage to a full song. And that takes a lot of knowledge of music theory and ear training. So we're trying to bridge the gap between the two with this app, and also help solo musicians in getting a much fuller sound in their music composition. What we mean by that is by providing other backing tracks, they would be able to get a sort of better composition. So in this course and for this app, our goal was to do the first step in providing percussion, so backing percussion. So the user would input a melody into the app, and the app would provide, based on the melody, some analysis of the melody, would provide a proper percussion for the melody.
As you can see, we go through the following 4 stages. First, we take the input melody from the user, then there is a recording threshold followed by onset detection, then there is pattern matching with the drum loops, and then we stitch it to provide the final output to the user with percussion. Now I'll explain the recording threshold part. The recording from the musical instrument doesn't start unless it crosses a certain threshold. This helps in synchronization with the percussion.
So the next stage is the onset detection, where we basically detect the pattern of the beats or the onsets in the input melody. For example, the input melody on the right, you can see the pattern that we detected is 4-4-3-4. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of how the algorithm works, we'll show a short video, and thus you'll hear music, and you also see when the beat and the onset is detected, the green circle goes big. So whenever the green circle is going big, that's when the onset or the beat has been detected.
In the next stage, we take the pattern from the previous stage and then we map it with one of the drum loops that we provide with the app. And in the next stitching stage, we take the drum loop that we mapped and the input melody, put them together and give the output as a composed music to the user.
So now we're doing the demo. So this is the main page of the app, and just explaining the setup. We're using the second phone to play the melody, which is representing an instrument. So the first button is the start recording button, and that initializes stage 1, where the recording will only start when the threshold has been crossed. So because of the frame rate, you don't see the smooth movement of the visualizer. Oh shit, I'm stopping. So because I talked in the middle, there will be some noise in that recording. But anyways, so when we hit stop recording, stage 2 is activated, and that's where the onsets and the beats of the input melody are being detected. And now you see a page where there's 3 buttons. The first button, create, that's when stage 3 and stage 4 get activated, where the pattern of the input melody is matched to a particular drum loop, and also stitched together with it. And once create is finished, play becomes activated, so that the user can play the melody. Because of the frame rate, you don't see the because of the frame rate, you don't see the smooth movement of the visualizer. Oh shit. It's like a rap in the middle. And so to give you an idea, we'll show you another melody. So I hit start recording again. Recording again. I keep messing up the demo. I keep speaking in the middle. I don't know why. But so basically, what we saw here, the first melody was a little bit more complicated. It had more patterns, more beats in it. So the percussion that you saw was a little bit more sort of intense, to say. And the second one was a little mellow. So let's go over it again. This is the first one. It's more intense. So because of the frame recording again. And this is the second one, just a little bit more mellow.
So what we learned during the development of this app is that if you're planning to develop a music app, it's better to do it on iOS because there's an extensive audio library already available and you don't have to do things from scratch like we had to on Android platform. And another thing that we did not foresee was that if we had a knowledge of different audio streams and different file formats and also how to convert one from another and also the knowledge of compression of data and how it affects the things, it would have been better for us. And another thing that we learned was that if you're planning to start from an open source code and build on top of it, it's better to make sure that the source code works perfectly and has been tested thoroughly and then only build on top of it, because errors in the source code may lead to errors in your development in the end.
So finally, the future work, there is a lot more to be done. We would like to add more backing instruments like piano, rhythm guitar, strings, violins, and also the tempo in our app is fixed, so we would like to have the app working on a variable tempo. And the design right now, we would like the design to be more user friendly. Thank you.
Thank you.
I was suggesting for the getting your voice in the recording, maybe just like a simple countdown, just like I think in music studios they do that anyways, just kind of 3, 2, 1.
That's a good point, yeah. For sure.
How hard would it be to have it run along in real time to my jamming?
Well, the onset sound of the beats are detected as a sort of later stage after the recording has been done. At this point, not sure about that complexity of how the algorithm itself would perform in real time. That's something that we have not tested and we won't be able to comment on at this point.
Great, thank you.